Anything you put your mind to, you accomplish. And you never back down cause you deserve it. The light shines in you cause you're the realest. And you walk by faith, you're optimistic. You inspire me, girl, you inspire me. You're so inspirational. Inspirational.
Welcome back to Your Inspirational. I'm your host, Gormika Sturtevant, and today with me I have Mariah Cabbil. Cabbil? I'm saying it right? Okay, just making sure. She's here today to tell us about so many different things. First, it's going to be about her journals. She just finished and she's going to talk about the struggles and certain things that kind of made her feel like she was going to pause, but she continued. So let's talk about it.
Okay, yes. So, let's see, when did this start? So, do you want me to start with the brand first or like the journals?
Yeah.
Okay, so the brand is jHERney with Jesus, and I did like a unique spelling. So it's jHERney. So it's like her journey with Jesus.
Okay.
But the reason why I chose that name is because I wanted to learn about these 4 different categories. Like I've always wanted to be quote unquote well-rounded. And so these are like the 4 topics in life currently that are like most important to me to learn about.
Okay.
I wanted to continuously learn, but I knew I wanted to start blogging and vlogging, but I knew I wasn't an expert in these topics.
Okay.
So that's how I came up with the name, because I'm like, look, I'm on the journey to learn more about, my faith, my finances, fitness, and fairness. So like social justice and just different initiatives.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what were the struggles with creating and finishing the journals?
So that's the brand. So with the journals, okay, I am not a graphic designer. And so with the journals, it can be, I guess, a bit tedious when you're trying to design and get things aligned and get your margins correct and knowing all the measurements and things like that. So that was a challenge. That took maybe a week or 2, honestly. Okay, so with that being said, it only took a week or 2, but once I got the design ready, you have to go on. I did these through Amazon. They have a publishing program, Amazon KDP.
Okay.
And so with the Amazon KDP, you have to upload what you have designed into their program, or you can use their program to make designs. I chose a different program, Canva, which most people are familiar with.
Yeah.
So once I got them uploaded to Amazon KDP, after I made my KDP account, because you have to make your account, once I got them uploaded, the margins were off. Okay. So then I had to go back and edit that, edit the interior, the exterior. So it took some time.
Yeah.
But the initial design took maybe a week or 2. What took so long, that was probably completed June of 2022.
Okay.
So that's why I left the copyright in the journals as 2022. What took so long, I think, to actually take the leap and upload them was just fear.
Okay.
What
were you afraid of?
Fear, maybe, and procrastination, I guess. I think I was overthinking, you haven't blogged enough yet, or you haven't even started any vlogs. Yeah. So I was like, why would you sell the journals if the people have nothing to write with?
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, I kind of really don't want to publish them without having things going on.
Yeah.
I guess I psyched myself out and made myself think like, oh, you have to have this, and that. Yes. Yes.
And so after finishing it, how did you feel? Were you confident enough to say, okay, well, they're good enough and I can, really talk about it and tell people about it? What was your, decisions and how you felt, your emotions afterwards?
Okay, so once I got them uploaded, I was very excited. I felt accomplished. I was very happy.
Okay.
And I knew that even if I didn't have all of the blogs and the vlogs, the way that I designed the journals is you can make it personalized to my blog, or you can just free write.
Okay.
So they're personalized journals, but they're not so personalized to where it's like just specifically for my brand only. You can journal or do whatever you want with them. So
what's your blog information that's connected so that they can?
It's actually, so like if you purchase one, in the back of the journals, my website, there's a QR code right there at the back of the back. So the website is jHERney.com.
Okay.
So
Journey with Jesus.
Yes.
And so how's your journey with Jesus been to you? Like, give somebody, give them insight about your journey.
Okay. So completely relying on him, relying on Jesus, in not having, what do they call it? Analysis paralysis.
Mm-hmm.
Like once God is giving you something, it's good to seek out wise counsel. Like I didn't just come up with this out of nowhere. I had to watch the YouTube videos and things like that. I had to get the information. I had to read the information, and I had to learn how to do this. And it's not hard. So get over the analysis paralysis. Once you've gotten the vision, like seek your wise counsel, like your good counsel, like your good friends and family that will steer you right and give you, solid advice, and people that are motivating and encouraging. Like even if you're kind of lagging, because that's actually what happened to me. I have this lady I look up to. She's like a godmom to me in the church, and she was the one that pushed me, and she didn't fuss at me. She could have fussed at me and said, "You say you were going to do this, and you were going to do it by this time." And that she just checked up on me. Yeah, she just said, "Hey, have you done it?" And that, I kid you not, that was like one of my biggest motivators. Okay, that's good. Her just checking up on me and knowing like, oh yeah, she could be scolding me right now, but she's like, "No, I want you to do this." Okay. So having that motivation, the wise counsel. And just do it. Yeah. Go forth. And especially if God has given it to you. Because I think sometimes too with overthinkers, we'll be like, well, is this me? Yeah. Or is this the Lord? Or is this something that's a distraction? But and spending time in prayer too. You get your answers in prayer.
And so is that why you stay so joyful? Because you're always smiling. So I just wanted to know, because I was going to ask you that.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. It's just my personality, I guess.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, my mom is really outgoing. My dad was really nice, so I guess I'm them combined.
Okay, and your dad. So I wanted to talk about that also. Sorry for changing the subject, but so how did you, after he passed, how were you able to continue? Some people give up on really going after what they dreamed or the goals that they've set for themselves. How did you continue and not let his death stop you from living and moving forward?
Well, I have a very simple answer that just came to me when you asked me. And I don't know if it's like a traditional answer either, like a cliche answer, but really, my daddy lived such a good life and he left us in such a good position, to be able to move on and stuff. But with that being said, I did do almost kind of nothing for a couple of months there. I didn't go to church for a couple of months, not because I was upset or anything, but what was going on. It was COVID. Yeah. And COVID was really thick and a lot of people were getting sick. He had COVID. Yeah. So I was just like, okay, I don't think I want to go and be around all of that right now. That was like number one. Yeah. Then when I finally did get back into church, I still wasn't working. Yeah. Because when he died, I was working from home. And then one of my sisters was like, do you want to take a break? I was like, yeah, I'm going to take a break. But I shouldn't have taken a 6-month long break. But I did. I went back to church. He died in March of 2021. I went back to church in June. Okay. And I started back working in August, September. Okay. So, but that's my answer. Emotionally, it's tough. You have your days and stuff. But because he I don't want to say spoiled us, but he took care of us so well. Yeah, we were able to not miss a beat. Yeah. And that's a blessing. That's really underrated.
Yeah.
It's really underrated.
He prepared everything so that when he did leave, he had everything in order.
Yeah.
That's good.
But he did take a lot of knowledge with him, though.
Okay.
Like, I have to Google all the time. And my brother knows things, too. But, like, my dad was really specific.
Okay.
I am a daddy's girl, too. So, just because, he's gone, I tell people all the time. Just because he's gone, that doesn't mean I'm not baby.
Okay.
Not daddy's girl.
Okay.
I have to be gone to stop being daddy's girl. But he left us in a really good position. That's what I feel like, because we were able to just sustain and just keep going, and I think that's an underrated blessing.
I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was your relationship like? How did y'all hang, and like the things that y'all talked about to help you be one of those females who says, okay, I'm gonna like not be out dating everybody, and like I just want to wait for the right person. So.
Okay, so how did we hang? Oh my goodness! When I started working from home, oh goodness. Let's see. I probably was like in my mid to late 20s. And we would, like, on my lunch breaks or on my days off, we would watch, I think it was Fox or ESPN Sports, one of those sports channels.
Mm-hmm.
And I really don't know much about sports. So that's how we bonded, me asking him questions. And us just laughing and stuff, because it was me and him at the house, because my mom was actually still working back then. And so it was just me and him at home having lunch together and stuff.
So what did he instill in you to make you just like not date around, like you're not out like partying and doing everything or looking for this guy or that guy? You're waiting on God. So what did your father instill, or what kind of life did he live that made you want to wait?
Well, I think because he was a man's man, he took care of family. So I feel like, that's what I deserve, something like that. And also, too, I don't want it, like, if a guy is interested in me, I don't want him thinking like, I had to be held to this crazy standard, this ridiculous standard because her dad was so amazing. But no, at the core, he was just a simple, quiet, very smart, good man. Yeah. And so I love those qualities about him. Okay. So, yeah. It doesn't, you don't have to come with this, and the third to get me, but you just need to be a good, godly man. Okay. And so what is that in definition? So, because a lot of people are godly and they still act crazy, or they still, so what is that definition in your, I guess, like, your definition of godly? Like, what would he be like? Like living right, or like he can be at the clubs on the weekends and then just go to church on Sunday. So I'm saying, like, what is your definition of godly that you're, like, waiting for? Okay. So, like, in a partner, right? A spouse. Mm-hmm. Consistency and honesty, and someone willing to communicate until we understand. Okay. Because, like, people talk, but sometimes we don't really understand each other. Yeah. I like that. Yeah. And so what is your relationship like with God? Well, like right now, to be honest, like I'm in a place where I just want to go deeper. Like the journey, right? Like I just want to go deeper. Like I know that there's more. Yeah. And we have like, I don't know if you've ever experienced this. We have like peaks and valleys. Yeah. With the Lord, like we're on fire. Yeah. Sometimes the fire dies down, and so I'm in a spot where, like, I want to get that fire back, and I want it to be sincere. Because, like, look at the world right now. Look at everything that's going on. I saw a couple of my friends, I think it was, like, today or yesterday, posted on social media. It was the same meme. It said, it's too scary right now to not be living for Jesus, or something like that. Something to that effect. And I totally agree. Like, look at everything that's going on. Like, you have to get into the ark of safety. You have to come into the ark and live for Jesus. Because he's soon to come back. I believe it. Yeah. What is your ministry? My ministry? Like, what? Okay, what do you mean? Well, you're doing the journals and you're helping other people. So I'm just saying, like, is there something inside of you that's saying, I want to reach this type of person, or you just want to help all women? Oh, that's a good question. I believe that my calling and I have to get better at it. I'm going to be honest. But I really feel like people that are sincere, that necessarily didn't grow up with the right ideas doctrinally, like maybe whether it's about salvation or about holiness, people that didn't grow up theologically sound, but they have that passion and that fervor for Christ. That's like my heart group. That is my heart group. I'm not sure if the viewers would know this, but I'm Apostolic Pentecostal. I'm oneness. So like all of those things that I believe and I know to be true, sometimes they're debated in the Christian community right now. And so that's kind of where I want to come in and like break the doctrine down in layman's terms for everyone to understand and to get. So that, I feel like that's my heart group right there, because there are people who are on fire for Christ, but we may believe different things about the Godhead. So
what is the apostolic doctrine?
So one of the, I guess, like our foundational scriptures, like the start of the church, Acts 2:38. Being repentant, baptized in Jesus' name, and filled with the Holy Ghost. So those different things like that, that's like my heart area to reach out and to study more about it and learn more about it. Because again, I'm not an expert, but reaching out to the experts and reading their resources and stuff, like articles that they've written or books that they've read. I want to take that and turn those into easy to learn materials through my blog.
And so when people come up against the apostolic doctrine, like how do you respond without pushing people away? Because sometimes, like, we can say things and it can kind of get into a tit for tat, or like, so instead of arguing, how do you respond?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not there yet. I've been challenged before, like with some really good comebacks, and I'm like, oh, I don't have an answer for that.
And you're not there yet. So, like, how are you going to get there to that point where you're not debating and instead, like, just being able to give them the word and just saying, okay, like, whether you agree or not, like, I'm not going to go back and forth with you.
You're right. Because in the past, I have not handled situations well, like with opposing faith views. But currently, I am trying to get to a place where I think the key is like honesty, right? So, wow, that was something that I didn't know about. I didn't think about. I wasn't aware about. I'm going to check into my resources. I'm going to do some more studying, some more praying. I'll pray about that. So I think that's a more proper way to respond.
And so those people who, I think sometimes people are looking for some type of fight or some type of back and forth. Like the devil is going to be using people to do that because they want you to go against God's word. So that's the point I'm trying to understand. Like, how are you going to recognize when the enemy is just trying to play these games and be able to just say, hey, this is what the Bible says, and that's where I'm going to leave it at.
Right. You just have to have the discernment to know, because some people are really sincere. Some people, they really want to know, or they really want to know, well, why do you think this way? Like, I'm not coming here for a fight. But some people, you even like through social media, you just know, like, oh, you're just bringing up points out of nowhere. Like my pastor, one time he would joke and say, like people be like, you're trying to tell them how to get saved. And they're like, well, who was Cain's wife? Things are just being brought out of left field.
For no reason.
So you can tell.
Okay. And so how has your faith become so strong, like, to be able to give people the information? Like, how did you get to that point where you're just like, this is what I know, this is what I'm going to stand on?
I think the fire started, I was going to go away for school. Senior year of high school, I left and I went to Jackson, Tennessee for like a year, for my freshman year. And before I went to school, one of my deacons at my church, who's like a father figure to me, he said, we need to have a class. I had been saved for how long at that time? About 4 or 5 years. But he was like, we need to start doing classes as if I was like a new saint. He was like, we need to have Principles of the Doctrine of Christ classes. It's a great book. It's by Bishop Herman, I believe. Bishop Herman. It's a great manuscript book or whatever. And so we started having those classes, and so that convention grew.
Okay.
So I think it's always, God just always blesses people, like blesses you to put people in your path.
Yeah.
Because like I said earlier about the motivation for the journals, and even like that conviction that grew, you know, about the doctrine and stuff, and knowing there's a difference in Christianity circles. Like there are different beliefs. I don't think I was aware of that in those first 3 to 5 years that I was saved. I just knew, you know, my church.
And what's the name of the church you attend?
Faith Apostolic Church. Bishop Bender, Bishop Michael Bender, pastor.
What city are you?
So I go to the Tuscaloosa location, but I'm in the Birmingham location.
And so if somebody wanted to go, how could they find it?
So yeah, it's online. Both of the churches, the Tuscaloosa and the Birmingham church, we're on Facebook as well. I believe the Birmingham church has an Instagram as well, but it's fac.org. So, but just type into Google, if that's how you want to do it, type into Google, Faith Apostolic Church of Birmingham.
Okay. And how can they reach you for the journals, or what is the information to buy the journals?
So the journals are on Amazon. When you purchase them too, they in the back of them have a QR code. So, you know, you can just scan that and go to the website. But all of them are listed on Amazon. So if you type in jHERney with Jesus, like the jHERney, they come up.
And are they all together, or they're all separate journals?
They're listed separately. Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. They're listed separately, but I plan to, coming soon, probably this summer, what I'm going to do is, you see how the 4 different subjects are in different colors?
Yeah. What
I plan to do is have each category listed into the different colors. So you can choose whatever theme that you want, because they all have their themes. You know, this one is a pink theme, this one is the deep sea green. So they all have their different theme colors.
Yeah.
So that's how you can do that. But they are listed separately now. But coming soon, we're going to have different colors. I also plan to do a spiral version. And I also plan to do a gender neutral one. So men, you can be on the journey too. Yeah. It's not just because the name alludes to her journey with Jesus. I'm the her.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be for women only, but I know, you know, most with the colors like this, most of the time women, you know, we're gonna go toward this little watermelon theme that I have going on here. But yes, I will have a gender neutral, more like blacks and gender neutral, what's the mild tones?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Neutral tones.
So we just want to say thank you for watching, and we're going to say goodbye for now. Miss Mariah.
Bye.
Thanks for watching Your Inspirational. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, all right? See you next time.